I am from a small town in northern New Mexico. I grew up on a farm and learned how to plant in a greenhouse and then transplant into a garden plot and then tend those plants, and then eventually in the late summer and fall actually sell those at our roadside stand. So I did a lot of that growing up. I was also in 4-H and learned a lot of growing and horticulture type things, floriculture. And when I graduated high school, I actually didn't want to go on that path and came to NMSU and started a bachelor's degree in psychology. Well, I did that for one semester and then went, no, I gotta go back to my ag roots. And so I really started learning about a lot of the technology in agriculture and thought it was fascinating and started a path in ag. I got a student aid position in the greenhouse that we're sitting next to, and I worked there for the next year, working in chili peppers, and just really went back to remembering growing jalapenos and roasting green chilies in the falls and planting and transplanting, and I guess started feeling very nostalgic about it and said, okay, I think I might want to do something in chili peppers. And at that moment in time, I didn't think it was going to be as significant as it is now, but 30 years later, here I am. I learned to hybridize chilies pretty early on in my student aid position in the chili breeding and genetics program here at NMSU, and was actually one of the first undergraduate students to be included in a publication. I helped make the hybridizations that eventually created the New Mex Piñata jalapeno variety. Hybridizing, it definitely takes a skill. You have to be able to pick the flowers that are just at the perfect stage that are going to make that successful hybridization, and you have to pay attention and be very, very careful about it. The breeding programs here at NMSU strive to create and breed varieties that are better for our industry, that are going to be disease resistant, that are going to be salinity resistant, that are going to be able to be insect resistant, cold tolerant maybe, heat tolerant. All of those things are things that we look at to increase the viability of the chili industry in New Mexico. One of the favorite parts of my job is actually going out and talking to the growers and seeing what they're doing and seeing how the varieties that we breed here at NMSU help them down the road. And just the amount of knowledge that we've exchanged between the grower side and the NMSU educational side has been amazing, and to have those relationships is very important. You can get those relationships with extension, with research, and you can see how all of those things come together and really create great collaborations. Several of the options available to students are in extension and research. Extension is wonderful for students who love to talk to people, love to converse, love to be out in the community and really teach about agriculture and the technology and everything that goes on in a research program. And then there's the research side where you can actually get your hands dirty and get into what makes things better for the communities, for the world. World agriculture is better because of research. I think a lot of students don't realize when they're young how far-reaching that is and how important it is to go, okay, well, I'm interested in this side of plants and what's that going to do for the entire world, you know.